Carl. How are you feeling?
Yeah, very good. I suppose I'm one of the fortunate ones that didn't really have any symptoms, so just glad to be back at training, working with the boys again.
So you come back and Ross goes out. How did you find that period where you were sort of coaching from the couch, I guess, and how do you think he'll find it?
Well, I think my wife is happy that she didn't lose her TV, so and she's glad that I can come back out now and be on the training track. Yeah, it's frustrating when you're sitting at home watching because you can't really have an effect, even though we had communications. It's still very different. So glad to be back. Ross did a good job looking after the boys, even though he didn't get a win for me. I'll make him pay for that. Yeah, it's good to be back.
How hands-on could you be from the couch?
Yeah, look, it was very difficult. The game, time I see something on the game and then relay a message, there's something else happening in the game. So it is quite difficult in that regard. And the only sort of time you can really have a decent chat was at half time.
Was it a different perspective, watching a game on the coverage as opposed to sitting here watching it?
Yeah, it is, because you just can't get the full picture. Because a lot of the time the footage is more concentrated on the ball and then what's happening away from the ball, so it was a little bit difficult in that regard.
And of course you got your new Japanese import Ibusuki training today. How's he settling in, and how excited are you to have him in the team?
Yeah, look, it's something, since we lost Cassini, we need another striker, and we had a good look around, and he comes highly recommended to us. So he's got good pedigree. He's a big target player that's very good with the ball at his feet as well. So he will suit the style of play that we want to play, and bring players into the game and get in the box and score goals. So looking forward to see what he can bring, and hopefully he can bring some goals for the club.
Have you mastered the pronunciation of his name so we can as well?
Yeah, Hiroshi. And he seems like a good guy. He understands a bit of English as well. So look, it'll be good to see how he settles in. It's his first sort of training session with the boys today, so we'll see how he goes.
I imagine after one training session he's probably not starting tomorrow. When do you think that fans might see him in action in a game?
Yeah, look, we hopefully his clearance will come through in time for the game tomorrow night, and if it comes through in time, we will expect to see him play some minutes tomorrow night.
Same with Lachlan Brook?
Yeah, same with Lockie. If their clearances come through, they'll come into the squad. They're both quality players that we brought here to make a difference to our team and give us a little bit of a boost going for the rest of the season, so they'll take part as soon as they can.
Do you see Lockie getting a lot of minutes straight away? You sort of know him as a bit of a known quantity to the Reds and to you, what he brings. Do you see him playing a lot of minutes as the season progresses? Yeah,
most definitely. Look, if he, we know the quality of Lockie, and he's been away now for a while, and it would have improved. And I've always regarded him highly. When he was younger, he played a little bit more wider. Now that he has a little bit more experience and a little bit stronger body, he should be able to play a little bit more central now as well.
He said yesterday that it was the spot vacated by Benny. Very obviously on the wing he can do, but he can also play a bit more centrally. Where do you put him ideally if you've got everyone fit and healthy? What's your view?
Yeah, look, that's the benefit of Lockie, that his abilities to beat players, he can play wide, but he also has that ability to pick passes out as well. So which we sort of need in the middle of the park. He has that X factor that we need in the middle of the park. So we'll see how he develops.
Is that a relief? You spoke at the end of last season about needing a 10, and that was sort of a problem you had, that you sort of lacked creativity in the middle. Is that a relief to have that?
Yeah, look, it's Steph has done a tremendous job in there playing for us, but that's not his game. He's more of a box-to-box midfield player, and he's not that type of player that plays in between the lines and picks out those passes. He's more of a person that gets on the end of those passes. So we need to fight, and I've said that, if we need that creativity, that more cutting edge, to create more chances, because we have a lot of possession, and we just need to have someone that can help pick those passes out so we can get more attempts at goal.
When Lockie came in, that was sort of in the period that you came in as well when you were interim coach. Do you sort of have a bit more of an affinity to him, seeing you broke him into the team originally?
Oh, look, it's a lot of these younger players I've known since they were, 11, 12 years of age, and seen their progression right through. So yeah, I do have an affinity with a lot of the younger players because I've worked with them over a long period of time, and I know in the right circumstances that they can develop and have success. So I'm not frightened to give those young players those opportunities.
Have you got a Steph update at this point in time? Is he still waiting on papers?
Yeah, as far as I know, he's still waiting on papers. So he'll play tomorrow night, and if it gets sorted in the next week, then then he'll be off, and if not, then we will hopefully look to keep playing him until it all gets sorted. I'm
sure you'd love to sort of use it as motivation, a sort of farewell game, but you don't really even get to do that because you don't know what's going on with him, do you?
No, we don't. But to Steph's credit, he's still leading the team exceptionally well, still playing exceptionally well. So that's all we can ask from him, is to keep working hard like he has been doing.
And in the scheme of things, the importance of a win tomorrow night against a quality opposition?
Yeah, look, it's we're starting to build a little bit of momentum. We had a good result last week against Victory, even though we didn't play the football that we want to play. And tomorrow night is another great test for us. Against one of the best teams in the league that won the championship last year. So it's a great test for the playing group. And we've managed to get some good results against City over the last few years. So we're expecting to go out and give it a good red hot shot and get another result.
Can I just ask one more on Hiroshi? What's the first day like for a player who hardly speaks the language? I imagine never been to Adelaide before. What's first day like for these sort of players? How do you assimilate them from the very start? What's he doing down the rooms right now? Yeah,
look, he's just going through his protocol that most players all have their own individual protocol before they go out to train. So he's going through those exercises at the moment. And football is, players change clubs and have moved on. Hiroshi's been to a few clubs, so there's no stranger to going into a new environment, and that's football. As soon as you go on the pitch, we all speak the same language.
With Hiroshi, how did this move actually come about? Obviously, he's got background in Spain. Was this one of your Spanish boys sort of?
No. We work with, obviously we work with a lot of agents, and an agent brought him attention to us, and we had a good look at him, and we thought that he'll fit the way that we want to play, and it was an easy deal to get here. This deal was done within 2 weeks. It was a quick deal to be done, and so we're looking forward to him coming out and doing well for us.
Just lastly, are there any injury concerns going into this game? Any injury concerns going into this game?
Yeah, look, we've only got the long-term injuries to Cassini, Nicancel and James. Other than that, everyone else is fully fit. We don't have enough room in the locker room downstairs to fit all the players in at the moment. So we've had to spread ourselves over the two change rooms. So it's good. The fitness staff have done a tremendous job with the playing group so far this season. And the injuries that we have copped so far have been long-term injuries that nothing you can really plan for or stop.
I can't just ask an Issa replacement tomorrow night who plays the same sort of role as him, do you think, against City?
Yeah, look, you got Louis Dorigo, you got Joe Coletti, we've got Johnny Yao, young Ethan Alagic as well. So we've got a few players that can play in those positions.